Greetings in the name of Yahusha Mashiach, Melech of Yasharal, Kahan forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. All esteem, honor, and glory unto our Lord Yahuwah. This is Melech Shalama Trading. Right now I'm in a live trade on the ES. Today is the 14th of July 2025. It's 2 minutes past 2 or 2:02 p.m. Eastern Time. And let's just break down the context for this trade. Right now I'm short from 63.10.50. All right, so let's just point out a few things here. All right, excuse me 1 second. All right, so we have buyers heading into this liquidity on the offer. We have heavy liquidity going into the buying climax, which is this level right here. That's the buying climax. That's 63.12.75. Heavy volume, no follow through, first pullback, giving us the automatic reaction back down below value area high. And this is also weekly value area high at 63.10, right? So we pull back. That's our initial pullback right there. We come back to this liquidity. We create the automatic reaction. We push back up into this liquidity on the offer. We get this upthrust here, low volume upthrust. We get buying spikes. That's the purple crossing the threshold from blue to purple, and also green to red. I'll open that up so you can see it a little clearer soon. 1 second. Right, so we get the upthrust, we get the buying climax. This is the preliminary supply where we get the initial little pullback right here. We get the automatic reaction. We get the sign of weakness breaking the automatic reaction. Right there at 63.09.25. We push down to 63.07.50. We push back up. We create a test right here. My test is just above that. My stop loss is just above that test right there. So that's going to be labeled a test. Hold on. Let's see. Go up here. And I might get stopped out soon. So let's see. All right. So that's my test right there. And now we're waiting for, hopefully that'll stay below my stop, but the buying is looking kind of strong. So let's open this up, see if I get stopped out. And actually I should move my stop just a little bit above this structure right here. So let's see if we're gonna get LPSY right here at this level. Buying is coming in strong though. And so let me just explain. This is iceberg sellers, E20, that's 20 iceberg sellers. That's 7 buy stops. So you see that's 20 buy stops, 7 buy stops, 20 iceberg sellers again, iceberg buyers, 30, and transacted here is 6. We have 125 here. So we have some iceberg support. We have some sell stops, 5, 19, 8, and 11. And this is value area high and weekly value area high. All right, so far the stop is holding. I had to adjust my stop a little higher because I needed to be below the test. I mean above the test, right? So the test is at this level right here. I just needed it to come to be above the test. So if we do create a LPSY right here, lowest point of supply, or another test at this level, my stop wouldn't get taken out like how it would have got taken out here. So now we should get some sellers breaking value area high weekly and daily and pushing us below this automatic reaction. Part of the strategy is having Camarilla R3 in play as the resistance level. So all of this upthrust buying climax is happening around this Camarilla R3 level at 63.1475. And I have my upper deviation bands right here. That's second upper deviation from a VWAP perspective. VWAP deviations plus 2 VWAP. This is London plus 2 VWAP and ETH plus 2 VWAP. So those are anchored from London session is in the white. Yellow is anchored from the ETH session start. So basically this zone right here is a second upper deviation zone. It's looking like it's still going to run my stops and probably take out this liquidity here. We could probably get another setup with a UTAD, Upthrust After Distribution, with a stop run above this Camarilla R3 level, and then we take the short. I'm seeing selling exhaustion when it pulls down, not really seeing enough sellers. Decent volume, but buyers are staying in control here volume-wise, and they're pushing up to the upside. We have buying volume here, coinciding with this, more buying volume. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flatten this trade because I think it's gonna get stopped out. Let me just hold on a second here. Let me see what it's doing right here at the test. Because what I'm looking for is heavy selling volume to now break down this automatic reaction level. I already have a volume price imbalance buying spike crossing the threshold right here. This is good for buying exhaustion. We had the pullback, but the volume pressure imbalance has not transferred over to the sell side as yet, which would be when it turns into the purple. So we still have volume pressure buying spike right here, right? That's lining up with that. We have a volume pressure push up right here, but not a spike. Volume pressure is dropping down again. Seeing some buying exhaustion there. But I still think I'm gonna get stopped out and they're gonna run up here to Camarilla R3. But one thing I've noticed with the distribution structure is that after you get the test and you start getting this sideways movement, right? Let me just show you here. So after you get this, right, the test, you usually start getting some sideways movement and then it breaks down. So let's see if that's going to occur here. Right, so I have some selling volume pushing down on value area high again. I needed to push down to the automatic reaction, break these levels. This is the sign of weakness as well, 6307.50. I need a breakdown to that level, at least, to start seeing some selling conviction or some distribution happening. out of this little consolidation here. Right, so we have our volume price imbalance moving to the sell side, turning purple. We have selling volume rising above the buyers, pushing down here to test value area high. Let's see if we get buyers absorbing the sellers here. Let's see if there's selling absorption. And let me just throw on the volume, the market pulse so you can hear it. So what it's looking like here, off of value area high, we have a low volume retracement, low buying volume. Volume pressure is still to the sell side. Let's see if we get volume pressure pushing back down here again from the volume pressure imbalance and the volume pressure. The light pink is the volume pressure and the darker purple is the volume pressure imbalance. So we have selling volume falling off here. But let's see if we get a pickup here on selling volume, push us above this level. And now just for risk management purposes, the last time I moved my stop down, I got kind of tagged out of the trade. So I'm still going to risk the 3 points right here. If it comes back, then I'll take another setup if it pushes above Camarilla R3. But I'll leave my stop at 3 points. Because if I do pull it down to this level, I'm risking getting stopped out and prematurely coming out of the trade before it starts breaking down these levels here. Automatic reaction and 630750 sign of weakness.
Boom. Sweep gold sellers.
All right, so this is looking promising because we're getting lower highs here and buying exhaustion. Right? I'm seeing volume is picking up on the sell side. We had some buyers try to push us back up. They didn't get up. They didn't get above this level right here. So that's creating a lower high. And let's see if we're starting to get some buying volume coming in, some buying spikes. Now, that'll be good if we keep on creating lower highs. Right? So let's see. So we have a little bit of buying stops coming out here. We have the iceberg, 15 iceberg sellers right here. 51 iceberg, excuse me, 51 iceberg buyers and 4 stops. Excuse me 1 second. I'm still thinking above this level here. They might do a stop run above this level. All right, this is looking good here. If we do get a continuation to the downside, that's buying exhaustion. Nothing is hitting the best offer right now, but nothing is hitting the best bid as well. So kind of in between right there, but the position is for the buyers to take it back up from value area high and support this level. So they're still in control above value area high. Sellers need to show conviction and push down with volume.
Boom. Sweep ES sellers.
So just going over the trade entry, these are buying sweeps here, 60 and 8, 64 buy stops, and
Tracking. Iceberg gold buy.
13
Bang.
buy
Absorption
stops,
gold buyers.
and 28 iceberg sellers, right? So when we consolidated at this +2 VWAP upper deviation, had the breakdown, I entered the trade right there because that's a retest there from this sign of weakness. There is some volume, there is some low volume gaps in here from the buy side, right? We had another insurge of volume right here. Took us up to this level, no follow through, and sellers came in, not on heavy volume though, but we had a retest right here. So this was my trigger to enter, right? Iceberg 39 buy stops going off, and basically a retest of the buying climax creating a test. So a retest of these areas here, the upthrust and the buying climax. So we did get the initial sellers, not on heavy volume. We got buyers coming in on volume again, and they did not push above this level, right? So this made me, just to secure the stop, push it above so we don't get a stop run. If we do get a stop run, I'll stop out above here, not at the exact level of where it tested to create the test, right? At 63, 12, 25. So now that we have this consolidation here, I could put my stop above here, but sometimes the stop gets triggered there. I remember in some last trades on some previous lives, I got stopped out of a really nice trade around these levels here. The consolidation after the test, or the LPSY, right? So what I'm going to label this is the test right here. This is the test. This is the test. So we have two tests right here. And what I want to see now is a breakdown and a retest and then a further breakdown. So let me just draw that out. So I want this to break down, probably retest, break down again. So this area here would be labeled a LPSY. So let me just do this real quick. Let's see if this is gonna do this here. All right, so buyers coming in there.
Bang. Absorption gold sellers. Boom. Sweep CL sellers.
All right, let's see if this here is my LPSY level. So you see, we come down to value area high, buyers are defending this level. So it's still at risk for us to push up to Camarilla R3, run these stops above here, and then distribute. So the stop is still in jeopardy right there. So you can see here, this is the consolidation, or let me do this real quick. Right here. All right, so that's the consolidation.
Bang. Absorption gold buyers.
Right, so you see we're breaking above the consolidation. Any stops there on top, this consolidation is going to get stopped out. Most likely we might test this liquidity here. Let's see if buyers have enough to push us up. Oh man.
Bang. Absorption gold buyers. Boom. Sweep gold sellers. Tracking. Iceberg gold buy. Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
Right, so we have buy sweeps. We're moving into this liquidity on the top here at 63.1250. Right, so they're pulling, and let's see what's going to happen now. All right, so coming back up to the same level at the test level here, 63.1225. Iceberg sellers, 12 buy stops, a bunch of buy sweeps. Usually I get a reversal here off of the buy sweeps. This is a lot of buy sweeps here, 103, 89, 52. So let's see if we get a rotation here. This would be our LPSY, the test LPSY, same spot. And let's see if we break down from here. So it's looking like the sellers are getting absorbed. Heavy volume, but no follow through. So again, I'm thinking we're going to get this stop run here first before we get the breakdown. If we do get the breakdown. Right, so this liquidity is coming back in the book and is pressing lower. One tick lower from here to here, but it's kind of spoofing, kind of going in and then coming out, taking off some. It's 148 on the offer, 158 on the offer right now. From 190, pull down to 157. Little buying cluster right there as we move down. So the buying is headed in the wrong direction. We have aggressive buyers, but still moving to the downside. Liquidity here, 106 on the bid. They just pulled. Added back 157. Right, iceberg detected right there. Iceberg executing. Iceberg sellers. So we have this on the offer. Iceberg
Boom.
sellers
Sweep TL sellers.
acting as resistance. Let's see what the buyers do. All right, so we have volume coming in on the buy side. Ran into this liquidity here on the offer. Didn't get through, but they pulled down to 26, giving them room to hit my stop. All right, so stopped out on this trade. So let's wait for Camarilla R3 and see what the setup is up there. Right, so again, distribution pattern. We have a stop run here, potential UTAD, Upthrust After Distribution, take out Camarilla R3, and this offer right here, and then we could potentially get the selling.
Tracking. Iceberg CL buy. Boom. Sweep CL sellers.
All right, so we have volume pressure
Boom.
imbalance
Sweep NQ
spiking here
buyers.
to the buy side as they hit my stop. Volume is coming in on the buy side. Volume pressure is that blue line spiking into the purple right there. Iceberg sellers still in play. Looking for another buy sweeps here coming into these levels. Let's see what buyers have coming into this Camarilla R3 level here. 300 on the offer, 254 at 63.1475. 63.15 is 301.
Boom. Sweep CL buyers. Bang. Absorption ES sellers. Bang. Absorption ES sellers. Boom. Sweep CL buyers. Boom. Sweep CL sellers. Bang. Absorption ES buyers. Boom. Sweep CL buyers. Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
All right, now we're starting to get the buy sweeps. We're getting the volume pressure, buying spikes, volume pressure imbalance, buying spikes. Let's open this up a little bit. Potential trade entry is coming up here as we potentially get some buying exhaustion. So we have the buying spikes, we have heavy volume, potential UTAD getting created right here. So let's see. This liquidity is not pulling, so they're going to interact. Buying sweeps going into it.
Stop run ES by wipeout. Stop run ES by wipeout.
All right, taking my short trade entry right there, just below Camarilla R3. Heavy volume buying. Liquidity on the offer not getting penetrated. So my stop is going to be up here at 63.17. And let's see what price action does right here.
Boom. Sweep CL buyers. Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
More buy sweeps. I'll potentially add to the position if we get another attempt here at the liquidity on the offer. So I want exact attempt here at this 63.1475 level. And let me see some buying exhaustion. Yeah, something like this. Right, so I have buying exhaustion. Buyers not pushing into this liquidity. Potential sellers absorbing the buyers right here. Low volume.
Tracking. Iceberg gold sell. Boom.
All
Sweep
right, that's
gold
my cue
sellers.
right there. Entered another trade right there as we attempted to get into this liquidity, and we had the immediate push down from this little buying exhaustion. We did do a little attempt just above it. We may even attempt to get to this liquidity here, this one here. Let's see. Right, so we hit that liquidity here. We have 137. This was 123, right? So basically those absorb these buyers here. So let's see what we get now. So some sellers showed up here with volume, but looking like they got absorbed by the buyers. Right here on the bid. We have another buying attempt with volume. Just below liquidity. Still not getting through. Potential absorption, selling buyers being absorbed by the sellers right here. So buying absorption right here. See the bid stepping in, trying to
Sweep
support
NP
price.
sellers.
Let's see if sellers push through. Let's get some volume pushing through this liquidity on the bid. Okay, so the bid absorbed those sellers right there. Let's see if we get another attempt. They're coming in again.
Boom. Sweep NP
So
sellers.
they were trying to support price, still trying to do it. Aggressive sellers now have to take them on. So these are the buyers and the algos from the buyers trying to support that price from breaking down. But aggressive sellers, market orders are coming in and potentially are going to take them out on the bid side. So we have some passive offers stepping in here to cap price.
Tracking. Iceberg CL sell.
So these guys here operating on the sell side, putting in their short sells, putting pressure here on the offer below this original offer. Now we have selling volume rising, sell spikes, volume pressure imbalance to the sell side, volume pressure to the sell side, buying retracement on some volume, liquidity stepping in at the buying climax LPSY levels. And let me just label this as well. This is going to be my UTAD, Upthrust After Distribution. All right, so let's zoom out here and look at the structure again. All right, so we have all our levels here. We have the buying climax, the automatic reaction, the upthrust, sign of weakness, test, consolidation, upthrust after distribution, and now we should get this. At least back down to 63. Well, let's target the 63.05.
Bang. Absorption
And
ES
right
buyers.
here, I'm gonna add to the position. That's a good place to add. It's looking like a breakdown level. And now I want to see continuous selling volume increasing, right? So looking at this bar right here, I want this bar to start coming above this level. So let's look at this bar and see what it does. We have buying absorption, we have sell stops, liquidity on the bid still trying to support price right here. So these buyers still not getting the hint of the impending distribution and trying to support price. So let's see what happens. Maybe they'll have enough power to support it, but right now I'm banking on the distribution. So low volume buying, low volume retracement, not comparative to this selling volume, right? So now we have sellers coming back again. This turns into buying absorption here. Selling volume coming in again. So now I'm looking for my selling pressure from the volume pressure imbalance and the volume pressure to start spiking down to the downside, getting some volume coming in, and to start breaking down some of these levels, running into some of these bids back down to value area high. So notice every time the buyers are starting to try and step up, they're getting absorbed by sellers, right? That's an impending breakdown right there. We just need the volume to come in and the sellers to take control, right? So they're testing that level right there. looking for buyers to try and attempt to take it back up. Once the buyers don't step back in, we should start getting the flush down. So we creep below. Right, so we creep below, we break the structure right here. Buyers attempt to push it back up, stepping in on the bid, seeing they're losing ground, right? They're losing the structure right here. We are back at the buying climax upthrust area. This is where initial sellers came in, right? So this is where the sellers came in the distribution before. So you're seeing now we have sellers at this level here as well. So all we need is sellers to take control at this level. Right, so what I'm seeing here now is some buying sweeps while we're moving down. So usually you get continuation if the buying sweeps, the buyers don't take it up from this level and start breaking above. This buying sweep is going to indicate that we start getting the flush down now.
Absorption gold sellers. Boom. Sweep gold buyers.
And all this stuff right here is not really indicators, it's just ways of reading the order flow, right? So it's basically telling you where the stops are coming out. That's 21 buy stops, sell stops. That's 2 buy stops right there. Right, we have buying volume coming in. All of this here is the market pulse. Those are algorithms that kind of read the volume pressure,
Sweep ES buyers.
right? So on NQ, there's buying volume pressure. The imbalance is to the buy side. It just spiked right there. And let me just take a look at that, see what's going on over there. Right, so it's basically in the same distribution, but it's weaker, right? So it's basically at a LPSY level right here. So with this liquidity up here, most likely we're going to get a breakdown on the ES as well, right? Because this distribution is more uniform, buying climax, automatic reaction, upthrust, sign of weakness, test. Then we get the consolidation, the LPSY is here.
NQ by wipeout.
We get a consolidation,
buyers.
and we should start getting the breakdown here. Let's see what happens though. Let's see. So that's on NQ. Right, so buy sweeps, mediocre volume. Still, I would have liked the sellers to take control right here at this level. But still, we gotta get some retracement from these buyers trying to support price.
Stop run gold sell wipeout.
So when the volume pressure imbalance is moving in from green to purple, I'm looking for continuation to the downside, but it's coming back up to the mean, right? You see it push down here a little bit, comes back up to the mean. I'm not seeing the conviction I want yet from the sellers. All right, so that's what I want to see. I want to see some volume spiking, volume pressure imbalance, and volume pressure spiking to the downside, showing the increase of the selling volume. I want to see a breakdown of this, where this bid was, and where we had the selling exhaustion here, that small selling bubble. And I want to see price just break down, come back down to value area high, break the automatic reaction, and keep on going straight out of the distribution structure. So basically the distribution structure low is at 6307.50. So my trade entry is up here at 6313.75. That's my break-even point. And I want to get down to at least this level here. And this is lining up with first upper deviation here at 6306.75. See, again, we have these iceberg buyers. We have heavy volume, but we have no follow through, so maybe buyers are absorbing this selling pressure. See, we have buying spikes here again, volume pressure buying spikes. If we start creating a lower high right there, that'll be good for a breakdown of this level. I don't know if buyers still want to interact with this though. Right, so volume pressure buying spikes, no follow through. Well, not yet. Want to see the selling volume pressure imbalance and the volume pressure start moving to the downside. So this is good buying exhaustion here from a volume pressure buying spike. Also the volume pressure is staying low on the buy side, right? It just spiked up there again. No follow through. Low volume.
Boom. Sweep and Q buyers.
Right, so we have buyers on NQ possibly going into this liquidity here. It's looking like strong buying. So maybe that would affect the ES to interact with that big liquidity we had over here. Still what I'm getting is my third volume pressure buying spike. No follow through yet on the buy side. The volume pressure imbalance is moving over to green. So volume pressure is moving over to the buy side. Possibly pulling back down to the mean now. And moving over to the sell side, volume pressure imbalance, moving to the sell side, possibly breaking the mean right here. This would be basically buying exhaustion, small volume retracement, and sellers taking control, breaking down these levels here. And to read this little consolidation here from a volume perspective is that what I'm seeing here,
Sweep gold buyers.
basically selling
Boom.
volume is
Sweep
taking
NQ
control,
buyers.
but they're not getting the breakdown of certain levels, right? Small volume on the buy side,
Bang.
right?
Absorption ES sellers.
And they're not really breaking levels either. So somebody has to win this battle eventually.
Stop run gold sell wipeout. Boom.
Right?
Sweep
So that's
gold
another
sellers.
volume pressure
Bang. Absorption
buy
gold
spike.
buyers.
No push above this level here. Right? Volume pressure buy spike again. Volume pressure imbalance is staying at the mean. Not really much volume on the volume bars pushing us up. Sellers could strike here now with heavy volume and push us down. So that's what I'm basically looking for, right? I'm looking for heavy volume out of this consolidation here. But not really getting that either.
Stop run gold sell wipeout.
See the bid is stepping up to support price. That's what they're doing over here, supporting price at these levels. Let's see what sellers do. Right, so selling volume is pushing through. Volume pressure, sell spikes, right? That's the pink right there, or the purple turning into green. Right, so that's heavy volume pressure to the sell side. We have volume pressure imbalance turning purple. That's pushing to the sell side. What we need now is to attack this liquidity here on the bid. Right here at value area high and the automatic reaction. And this area right here is basically the base of the range, right? So you see there's liquidity on the bid right here, 145, within that base. And just on the top of the base here, which is at value area high, we have 63, 10, 50, 1 to the 8, and 1 to the 6 on the bid. So we're basically approaching 3 o'clock, 1500 hours Eastern time. We should start getting a decision here. It's either going to run my stops or the distribution is going to be active and we start breaking down the base of the distribution. It's looking like buying exhaustion. See, lack of buyers, lack of buyers, lack of buyers. Here, lack of buyers.
Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
Buying sweeps. Sell stops going off. Iceberg seller in play. So we have 27 iceberg sellers. We had 50 up here. But again, this bid is fighting to absorb, right? See, they're stepping in here, stepping in here, stepping in here, right at the buying climax area. But if my iceberg sellers right here keep control, we get this lower high again, get some selling pressure pushing us through this bid. and we start getting down to this level here, 63.10.
Boom. Sweep NQ buyers. Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
Okay, buyers making a move right there. We had
Boom.
buy
Sweep
sweeps.
ES buyers.
Let's see if they're gonna get absorbed. Right, the offer jumped in. Let's see what's happening here. So as soon as 1500 hits, we have algos stepping in here in the last hour to make their attempt of whatever they want to do. Seemingly looking like they're trying to push to the buy side. Right, all the volume pressure spikes is to the buy side. Right. Let me just take that off in case it's drowning out my voice. So all the volume pressure imbalance is to the buy side. We have some volume coming in here, pushing above the selling volume. 417, pushing above my break-even points. Iceberg seller stepping in. Volume pressure imbalance, buying spike, really spiking above the threshold. We don't get any follow through. We have an iceberg seller in play right here. Let's see if this was the last minute attempt here of the buyers trying to push us up. Didn't get past this liquidity. We still got this liquidity on the bid here to contend with if sellers do come in. All right, 62 icebergs transacted right there. Iceberg sellers still moving up though. Still over the threshold. Volume pressure imbalance. Now pushing down, falling. All right, let's see if they can maintain. That's looking like buying exhaustion right there. Volume pressure is now falling off. Volume pressure imbalance and volume pressure falling off to the mean. All right, so did we just trap some buyers here at 1500 hours? Did we trap some buyers? Let's look at the sell stops coming out as we push down into this liquidity here. We have 9 already. And this bid here is stepping up, really trying to support this price. You see it's stepping up right there, 180. So for me to be convinced, we really have to take this guy out here with heavy volume. Just like our buyers came in here, we have to get some heavy volume taking us to the downside. Take us right to 63, 10, 50 and interact with this bid. We have more iceberg sellers here. 4 buy stops.
Boom. Sweep gold buyers. Bang. Absorption gold sellers.
Right, so I really need my selling pressure to come in here on the volume pressure imbalance. We need to cross this mean right here, come down to the sell side, and let me get some selling pressure coming into this liquidity on the bid. We have 6 stops going off here. Not really that much. Want to see a nice stop run below these levels here. At least over the 20s. See, we got the iceberg stepping in now, trying to support this price along with this bid. So if we do get the volume through this level, that's when I know the sellers are going to take control in the distribution in this last hour. Looking for my volume pressure imbalance to start breaking down into the sell side region from green to purple. All right, so we're hitting this bid now. This bid got taken out. And let's flow through. Let's follow through. We got volume coming in. We got the volume pressure imbalance moving to the sell side. Let's get some follow through here. We have 16 sell stops, 17. Iceberg buyer, 5 right there. Now we're coming down to this bid right here. Let's see if we can get down to 63.10. Back down to the value area high and the weekly value area high. All right, got our volume coming in. 24 stops. 34 stops. Volume coming in.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop run NQ sell wipeout.
NQ is selling
Bang.
as well.
Absorption ES sellers.
Absorption sellers. 41 stops. Volume pressure imbalance spiking to the downside.
Boom. Sweep ES sellers.
This is only the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, we have heavy selling volume pressure. So we're getting a breakdown, 55 sell stops. So I'm thinking continuation, breaking us down, breaking out of this distribution lows here at the sign of weakness, down at 63.07. We have a heavy bid here at 63.10. Let's see what happens here. All right, we're getting some sideways movement. The bid is pulling off of the value area high. We still have 112 on the bid there. All right, I want to adjust my stop to break even. We have sell sweeps going off here, so I want to be cautious, and I might take this trade off soon because now we have buyers defending here. I want to see my sellers still maintain control and push below this level. I want to move my stop to around this level here.
Tracking. Iceberg ES sell. Tracking. Iceberg ES sell. Boom. Sweep ES buyers. Bang. Absorption ES sellers. Stop run gold by wipeout.
Right, so we're going to move our stop now as we break we come back down
Stop
to
run gold
this
sell wipeout.
little consolidation low. If we do push back above this level here of this big buying bubble with the buying sweeps, then I want to be out of this trade. This is what I want to see here. I want to see a failure right here as we retest these levels. No follow through on the buy side. I want to see sellers take back control here. But we do have selling sweeps. That's kind of indicative of pushing back up to the upside. Let's see if we have any more selling volume because we had a volume pressure buying spike here that took us up to this level. This could be exhaustion or basically absorption of the selling. We have all these icebergs here supporting price. So all of this here could be absorption by basically buyers want to just make sure the price doesn't break down too much. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to stop me out on a break-even trade. So yeah, minus 50 on the day, basically a break-even trade. And let's see what price action does now. Because we could basically be getting some LPSYs here, or maybe this is accumulation to push us back up. So let me keep an eye on it. So we basically retesting the breakdown of this structure. Low volume buying though. And I basically want to try another trade around this level here. I'm gonna put my stop at 63 13.25, looking like buying exhaustion. Basically retesting this buying climax level. This is where we had sellers before, all at these levels here. So let's see if I get my sellers coming back in.
Absorption gold buyers.
Right, so taking a little overview of the distribution structure. You got the breakdown, retest right there, another entry, waiting to get below these levels here. I think I want to target 63.05. Actually, my stop is all the way down here, but I don't think we're going to get down to that level. So what I'm going to do is put my stop around this level here, this liquidity. So basically targeting the bottom of the range there. At the sign of weakness, just above first upper deviation.
Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
Buy sweeps is good if it doesn't push above this level. I'm gonna add to the position right here. Basically retesting this breakdown level. Looking like buying exhaustion. Iceberg detected. Iceberg sellers. We have a little pullback. Right, so basically my targets aren't very far. It's 63.1150 to 63.0750, the base of the range. So let's see how it goes.
Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
And basically I just have to wait.
Boom. Sweep ES buyers. Boom. Sweep ES sellers. Bang. Absorption ES buyers. Boom. Sweep NQ sellers. Stop run ES sell wipeout. Stop run ES sell wipeout. Boom. Large trade alert ES sell price $6,311. Size 1,584.0. Boom. Sweep ES buyers.
All right, so check this out, right? You see, we came straight to the target, right? At the sign of weakness, took out this liquidity, and price bounced right back up, right? So that's the profit on the day right there. It
Bang.
took long enough,
Absorption
but
ES buyers. Boom. Sweep ES sellers.
right. So that's basically the trade right there. The breakdown of the value area high. We had this nice little spike down, right? Large volume spikes breaking down here. Let me just fix this. All right. Right, so you see Camarilla R3 created that resistance. That's my that's my Black Sun strategy. Using that as resistance, we have the heavy liquidity on the offer, and basically just trying to be patient, waiting for price action to do something like this. Um, I think it's gonna probably break down further from the base of the structure here, but let's see. I'm looking at it right now, doing some exhaustion here just below value area high. So what I'm gonna do is this here, because the trade is still in play. So I'm gonna risk this right here, the breakdown of the low of the structure to get down to, let's see, um, let's try for the central pivot. All right, so that's the trade right now, right? So we're gonna try for the central pivot. We broke down value area high both daily and weekly. Now we're gonna attempt to get below for sellers to push us down now to the central pivot level, break away from this low of the structure.
Stop run NQ sell wipeout. Boom. Sweep NQ sellers.
All right, so at this base level here, basically waiting for price action to break out of this low of the structure, automatic reaction, and the sign of weakness, also coinciding with value area high daily and weekly. So we're waiting for this. And if we do give back some, we give back some on a decent setup as well.
Boom.
So no
Sweep
problem with
ES
that.
sellers. Buy wipeout. Boom. Sweep ES buyers. Bang. Absorption ES sellers. Stop run ES buy wipeout. Stop run ES buy wipeout. Boom. Large trade alert ES buy price $6,312.
All right, so
Size
gonna take another trade here as we run
336.0.
into the
Boom.
upthrust.
Sweep ES buyers.
That's basically another LPSY test right there. So gonna take another trade right there to the short side. And we run up here to the upthrust level. We have a lot of buying sweeps going off. High buying volume. And this is down at VWAP. So 6,300 around that level. Let me just put it up to this level right here as my take profit. And that's what I want to get down to. I think we're going to break down. We have the VPOC is migrating up to this level. If I do see a breakdown here, I want to add to this trade. That's this right here, the the VPOC just migrated up. So this is the highest volume right now.
Tracking.
If I do see some selling, I want to add to this position.
Sweep gold sellers. Bang. Absorption gold buyers.
All right, so seeing some selling below this VPOC, gonna add to the position.
Boom.
So initially, I want to see us break down 6308. You see the bid has come back in here after getting tagged. So I want to see us come back and tag this bid. This is basically the base of the structure again at the sign of weakness. So I want to see sellers break us back down through this liquidity here on the bid. I might possibly stop out if we come down here and just kind of sweep and try to push back up.
Boom. Sweep and Q buyers. Boom. Sweep ES sellers.
So
Stop
we
run and
just
Q sell wipeout. Boom. Sweep and Q sellers.
want to be patient and get out of this right here. So this is the base of the distribution. This is what we're trying to break out of. And we don't want to be too greedy. We're just kind of moving with where we're operating under the structure of a distribution, right? So if we're supposed to distribute, right now we're at 15:32 hours, half an hour to go before the close. If we're distributing, we're supposed to start breaking down the base of the structure, right? So once we get a breakdown out of the base of the structure, I might consider just taking that initial sweep and stopping out of the trade. So that's why I have my arrow on the flatten button. Because I think it's going to happen just like how it happened before. It's like a violent selling volume sweep out of this structure right here, right? That I outlined this rectangle right here. I think we're going to break through this liquidity and probably hit 6305 or something like that. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take off one at 6305 and then leave the other one. So we got to look at this, right? Coming down into this liquidity here, are they getting absorbed by the passive buyers, or is the volume going to be good enough for us to push through this level? I think we're going to push through because it stays in line with the distribution of the structure out of below the sign of weakness. All right, it should happen any second now. We're looking for that breakdown through this liquidity area here. All right, and you know what? If we do break above this level here, I want to stop out. So let's put our stop right there. All right, that's what I'm looking for right now. All right, let's break this level, 6307.50. All right, if we do come back, I want to be out of this trade right here. Yeah, because it's looking like it's buying absorption here from this liquidity here. We didn't get the breakdown, so I'll take this, right? All right, y'all. So that was my Black Sun strategy, reading the distribution structure at Camarilla R3. Let's go over this real quick. Right, so where is it? Right, so we have our buying climax here. Let me just open this up a little more. All right, so we have our Upthrust After Distribution here at Camarilla R3. Into this heavy liquidity, gets rejected, creating our another test right here. We come down to test these buying climax and LPSY areas. We get the flush down, initial trade successful, and I jump back into the position here as volume point of control migrated up. So this is giving us a LPSY here on the retest, right? Volume point of control pushing back up, giving us another LPSY. Took this short down here as we start consolidating and possibly getting absorbed by buyers. Stop out of the trade as we kind of reverse back up to test this value area high level. And yeah, that's basically the trade. Black Sun strategy using Camarilla R3 and reading the volume and the order flow, right? So still looking like it's going to break down out of the base of the distribution, but I'm good on this trade right here, right? So took this trade here as the LPSY. We got the buying sweeps and all that stuff, heavy volume going into that, retesting this uptrust area, came down, no follow through, looking like buying exhaustion, took this down to this level here, added a little more to the trade, right? All right, you all. So it's Melek Shalama Trading. You all trade safe and stay blessed. Shalom.